Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome back.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Witness, as a matter of routine, may I remind you once again that you are still under oath for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I now hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jonga.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Council, can we proceed?
Yes, Madam Chairperson. Yes, so we were discussing the issue, Mr. Jonga, regarding the audit report on financial statement, staff and system audit. The date is 27th of December 2023, but it's covering the period 1st January 2022 to 30th of June 2023.
Yes, sir.
You were trying to explain something
Yes, sir.
before we went on break.
Yes, that's correct. It's like I stated earlier on, we had the opportunity to respond to the draft audit,
Yes.
and then we did. But there's this part of a request from the authority who's supposed to finalize the report,
Yes.
requesting us to give him time to consult his team
Yes.
prior to the finalization.
Yes.
So what I was trying to highlight is that we do not have any kind of authority in the unit finalizing the report.
Right.
What we did was to respond to the issues that were raised.
Right.
And then what we expected is that the head of the unit would have been more professional.
The what?
The head of the unit,
The internal auditor, the principal.
the principal internal auditor would have been more professional and more honest when submitting this report to the commission, and submit one that bears the responses instead of one that do not bear any single response from the management.
But
So
you have said as well that the reason why you could not submit your entire response is because the internal auditor himself was advanced to mention, and he doesn't want or like the idea that his name had featured in the report. Correct?
No.
No, you said that. You said that before.
No. That is your understanding. What I said is that we went through the report. It is not for us to finalize.
Let's leave the issue of finalizing the report. I made a statement regarding what you have said. You are saying you did not say that.
No.
What did you say?
What I said is that we went through the report.
Yes.
With the principal internal auditor.
Right.
And then the intention for us was to proceed and submit our responses for the finalization.
Right.
And then he requested for us to allow him to engage his team on the subject matter. That is this particular query that talks about recipient of fuel and transport allowances at the same time.
Because
he did not want that to feature in the report.
Why?
Because his name is also included.
That's what I said. That's
No,
exactly what
but-
I said.
No, maybe I could get the statement differently.
No. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, that's fine. And thereafter, I gave
The issue here is we have to clear that problem. The problem is the internal auditor caused you, the CEO and the management, to hold on to your response because he did not like that his name had featured. Is that a correct statement or not?
That is a correct statement.
That's it.
Yes.
Now, do you think you should have gone ahead and submit your responses regardless of his excuse? Because his excuse is not tenable. It's in fact a problem, because that in fact should be the more reason as to why you should go ahead with your response.
Yes.
Right? Do you not agree with that?
Yes, we should have gone ahead with our response.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, we should have gone ahead with our
Yes.
response, and then we have gone ahead and give our response to him
You, by holding on,
I did not hold on.
I dictate what we do here. So you, by holding on, Mr. Jonga, by holding on to your response.
I did not hold on to respond.
What happened then? Did you submit your response?
I gave the response in a flash drive to the focal point of the audit.
Did you submit your response to the editor?
No.
It's a direct question. And is it a no or a yes?
No, your direct questions sometimes are limiting, you know.
I'm not going to limit you. I will never limit you. That's why I said since the beginning, I said, I will ask a question, you give me an answer, because if I ask what your name is, I don't expect you to tell me something different. I expect you to tell me my name is Modou Jonga, but if you have any explanation why you were given that name, you can say it. But your name, Modou Jonga, is a fact. It's a statement. It's a statement of fact. But then why you were given the name, if you want to go onto that and you are allowed, or you're given latitude by the chairperson, that's okay with me.
No, I think it's different from
now, did you submit your response to the internal auditor? Yes, I did. No, I did not because of XYZ, or I did through XYZ. Yes, I did. So what's the answer?
I did.
Okay. How did you submit your response?
I did through the finance manager, who was the focal point for this audit exercise.
That's how you submitted your response?
Yes.
Did you follow up to see whether it reached the internal auditor?
Yes, I've made follow-ups, but these were verbal follow-ups through the finance manager, and in other instances, I have called the internal
Your submission to the finance manager, was it verbal or was it written?
The submission of the draft
through the finance manager.
Yeah,
was it verbal or written?
It was verbal.
You see, Mr. Jonga, that's the problem.
No, it's not a problem.
It's a huge problem.
No. Let me come in.
You know why it's a problem?
Let me come in here.
But do you know why it's a problem?
Yes, but let me come in here.
No, wait a minute. Do you know why it's a problem?
No, unless you tell me.
Exactly. If you have done a verbal communication, how can we know that that is true?
Okay, so I'm going back to that point. When we met on the 4th, at the level of the senior management.
Do you have those meetings?
Yes, exactly. That's why I want to respectfully ask the commission to ask the acting director of administration to produce the minutes of this meeting.
No, we ask you. The law says we ask you.
Okay, thank you.
The law says you are the custodian of all documents. So you are the person that we should rightfully ask. Is for you to ask whosoever was working under you.
Okay.
And all the people you are referring to, they worked under you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
So we ask you, if you have the minutes that will substantiate your argument, you bring them forward.
Okay.
If you don't have them, it means you cannot prove or establish your statement or your evidence. Is that not how it works?
Yes.
Good.
I would request for this minutes, and there were people who were present when we were having this discussion over this matter.
People who were present are not necessary when you have the signed minutes. If the signed minutes will clearly, is that not the purpose of minutes?
Yes, I would request for the minutes, Council.
Yes, so
yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's for you to establish the factual base of your statement, so that it can be believed. Without that, there is no evidence. Correct? Do you agree with that?
Not in totality.
If there is no minutes, can we know whether there is evidence?
The copy that you were having is empty. It has no management response. The one that I has all the management responses.
Get us the minutes and we proceed. Now,
okay,
let's go into the details.
Yes.
The only part that you have an issue with, you can discuss and tell us what your explanation is or are. Now, the internal auditor testified, Mr. Barry, and said that the management response were absent because management did not respond to this. That is his evidence. You are saying something different, but he has said that the time has elapsed, there was no response, as far as he's concerned.
That is not correct.
Yes, but this is a long time as well, my friend.
What long time? I remember this. It's something that I remember vividly. We had a discussion over this. It was not finalized, and he went ahead and submit to the commission. That is misleading.
Now let's go into the detail of the report. You have on page 8, you have staffs who were no longer with the commission, but if I have to read verbatim, who left the council and are still paid salary. It says, during the audit review, we came across some ex-employees of council who, for one reason or another, left their council job offered to them. Others, through natural cause of death, were not with the council anymore, but still received their salaries, which should have been stopped immediately. Do you know why that was happening?
I'm not.
Lamin Marong, Mansour Gay, Omar Baji, Momo Kamara, Mustafa Koli, Kemo Jata, Punja Baro, Kutubo Sise, Nfansu Bojang, Mustafa Koli. Why were they still paid salary?
At the time of the discussion on the report, I was unable to confirm the observations, but I could tell you.
Why was it difficult to confirm the observations?
I could tell you, allow me to proceed.
Why was it difficult to confirm the observations?
At this period in time, the Director of Finance was under suspension. So you have Mr. Yaba, Mr. Jeng.
Suspension for?
From the Local Government Service Commission for a month.
What happened?
It was as a result of the General Council resolution.
The General Council suspended Alaji Jeng, Director of Finance?
Yes.
What was the issue?
Well, it was a resolution from the General Council to the Local Government Service Commission.
What resulted to his suspension?
Well, there are a lot of issues. One of which is the issues. If you can allow me a few minutes, let me go through the resolution. I might not be able to.
No, you can just print it out. We all see it. If you have time.
The copy of the resolution.
Yes.
Okay.
So that we can all see it.
All right.
But maybe you want to come back to that later.
Yes,
we want to hear from you regarding the circumstances leading to the suspension of Alaji Jeng. Which year was this?
This was 2024.
Come again?
2024. It was February.
2024 February.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 2024 you mean?
Yes, sir.
February?
Yes.
Oh, that's outside our mandate, I believe.
Yeah. Because we dealt with this report on the 4th of January 2024, this report that we're dealing with now.
Yes.
So just if you look at Momo Kamara here,
yes,
this same Momo Kamara has reflected in the 2020-2021 audit report for staffs whose salaries were zero-wise.
Yes.
I don't know if you could recall the discussion that we had earlier on.
Yes.
This Fansu Bojang, Fansu was in the service of council, and he was retired at the age of 60, but he was given a contract at the time of the finalization of this. So it is.
Provide the contract.
Thank you.
You now have the list. The list is very clear regarding the people that were still being paid salary and they no longer work for the area council. Either they have passed on or they just left the area council. They no longer work there. So for whosoever you have an explanation for, you can come up with the necessary documentation.
Okay, sir.
Do you understand? In the absence of that, you will advise that it be taken as a fact. You understand?
Yes.
That's how it works. On page 11, we have the recipients of fuel and transport allowances at the same time.
Yes.
Now it says, during our review of the payroll and the fuel supply register, we found out that council have been supplying some staff with fuel and at the same time giving them transport allowances every month. Below are the following staffs that are benefiting from both the transport allowance and fuel supply. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
But interestingly, when I look at the name, you have said that Mr. Barry doesn't want his name to be there.
Yeah, but his name is there.
Yes, the copy he submitted that does not have your responses, management's response. He still left his name there.
Yeah, because he said.
Let me read.
Yeah.
It says Modou Lamin, Mendy, BJL 266N, the fuel type 10 liters, transport allowance $1,500. Seni Mane, BGL 8074X, the same. It says Suleiman Bari, 20 liters, and $1,500 is. So he did not omit his name.
Yes, so if you go to the response column,
Yes.
which is empty with the one that you are having,
Yes.
the response is that the principal internal auditor to engage his team on the above subject matter. So the responsibility I have here is the principal internal auditor. So ordinarily, this is
Why?
not an adequate management response.
Good. It's even a very misdirected management response.
No, it's not misdirected because this is clearly the position of the principal internal auditor at the time.
To do what?
To engage his team, because this is what he said.
For?
With a view to see how they can expunge this. So
They
the
don't want
minutes,
He doesn't want to expunge it.
no, because he said he has minimal contribution towards the preparation of the report.
Mr. Jonga.
Yes, sir.
You see, you are mixing up everything.
No.
You are, and
No.
I'll tell you why. Just listen. The idea that you've painted, the picture you've painted, is that Mr. Barry doesn't want his name to be included.
Yes.
Now, I am not holding brief for Mr. Barry. I'm not arguing for Mr. Barry.
Yes.
But the documentation shows otherwise. You have said that is coming from him.
Yes.
Now, if you have responded that he should engage his team to do what? He has already come up with the report, and all you need to do is to act on these findings. If they are credible, you just act on these recommendations and correct these wrong allocations.
I don't think it's a matter of inaction. It's a matter of the principal internal auditor. That's why I said the minutes will be provided, and that will clearly indicate that this was his position.
I know.
This is not my position. And
Coming from you.
Yes, my position is for us to proceed and finalize the
But you
reports.
know what?
Yes.
We move on. His name is there.
Correct? Yes, it's correct. It's there.
It's there.
Yes.
So he did not exclude himself.
Yes, because he has minimal say over the reports. This is
Then-
what he said, because it was his subordinates who prepared the report, not him.
That's fine.
Yes.
It shows that because he has minimal control, you could have just acted and ignored his worries.
That's also right.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was the more reason why you should have just ignored whatever he is saying and just go ahead with what you have to do, which you did not do.
Yeah, but I'm telling you with the facts and the minutes will
I
prove that.
agree with what you're saying.
Yes.
Not agree, I heard what you're saying.
Yeah.
The document, they're saying something different. Now, did you solve this problem?
Now, because
Did you solve this problem is the question.
this is not a problem. Let me explain.
No. Don't address me like that. Don't.
No, I said it's not a problem.
Don't ever do it again. Don't tell me where we are. I ask you questions, you answer. Do you understand that? I've always agreed with you with the respect of listening to you. What I give you to no one. So don't ever do that again. And you will answer the question. Did you solve this problem?
No.
Good. Now you can explain.
Now, because most of the fuel that are supplied to the staffs, the cost of transportation, which is 1,500,
Yes.
is for the transportation of the staff from your house to the workplace.
Yes.
That is the cost for the transport allowance.
Right.
Now, this fuel that we often give to staffs,
Right.
example for Modou and Mendy, this is 10 liters.
Yes.
And I can take responsibility for that because Modou and Mendy do not have any official vehicle.
Yes.
What he has a generator
Right.
in his house.
Right.
So once in a while, maybe once in a month, he will ask for a support with 10 liters just to be able to use the generator to be able to pump the water for his
house.
household use.
And you know it's wrong and you take responsibility for that.
Yes, I can take responsibility for that.
Once you say it's wrong,
Yeah.
we don't need to go into to the nitty-gritties, right?
Yes,
So it's wrong, we mark that.
yes. So now
Go
with the
on.
other ones, including Mr. Barry himself,
Yes.
and then the rest of the staff.
Let me ask you, why would Mr. Badi be given 20 liters and still be paid transport allowance?
This is field work.
Field work.
Yes, sometimes because the council do not have adequate vehicles to use, we will provide fuel to their private vehicles to be able to carry out field works on behalf of council. And that is very common here, including Mr. Barry's 20 liters. And
Let me read to you what the observation is. Maybe you missed one key issue that is highlighted. It says, during our review of the payroll and the fuel supply register, we found out that council have been supplying some staff with fuel and at the same time giving them transport allowance every month.
No.
That is, no, I'm just telling you, that's what is. So it is just like when they're going to the field, they're giving fuel. This is an every month allocation.
Yes, because this field works.
Do you agree that it's an every month allocation?
Some instances, no. Example for Molamin, mainly it is not every month's allocation.
Okay.
Yes, and then for Mr. Barry, sometimes it is for spot checks. So for other people like revenue collectors, you know, because when they come for submission on Thursday,
yes,
they are given 20 liters or 15, but those amounts are determined by the Department of Finance.
What field work does Suleiman Barry do?
Spot checks.
Spot checks.
Yes.
Every month?
Sometimes
we have him for a whole year. He did not provide any report.
But this is for
2021, I believe. No report, right?
Yes, we did talk about that.
So why? How did you justify this?
Well, I'm just being honest, but this is what actually happens on the.
But you know it's wrong.
On the ground.
But you know it's wrong. You know all these allocations are wrong.
Hindsight, yes. Hindsight, I wouldn't have done that.
That's it. That's it. You see, if you want to defend indefensible, it's a problem.
No, I'm not.
But then you need to provide evidence.
No, I'm not.
That's
being
why
defensible.
the problem comes.
I'm not being defensive.
We take it that all these allocations are paying full allowance and travel allowance same time is wrong. We take it as that. You've agreed?
I agree, but I think you need to give me a space to explain the circumstances.
Go ahead.
Example with the, because we don't have adequate mobility for let's say field works.
Yes.
Example for the revenue collectors.
Yes.
And now, you know, on Thursdays, the Department of Finance will set a ceiling and said, you know, if anyone submit this amount, we will give you this much liters in fuel.
Yes.
To enhance, you know, you using your private vehicle for collections, because we know the zones that they cover is extensive and they might not be able to trek.
Yes.
Mr. Jonga,
yes, ma'am.
Is that why some of your collectors would use council revenue to maintenance their private or their official motorcycles or vehicles?
No, that is completely very wrong for anyone to do that, because like I said earlier on last week, I have never given any authority
Mr.
to
Jonga,
anyone.
what you are explaining here, what the auditor said is very clear. He is saying that in addition to paying transport allowance, you give monthly allocation to these people. And you have a budget from which you need to do your expenditures. And these activities must have been factored in your budget. So how do you reconcile what you are saying with what you have done previously to be able to expend council revenue on this kind of allocations?
The allocations, this kind of allocations is expended from the allocation that we have for the fuel vote. So it's not separate, or it's not based on the fact that...
So this double entries, or not double entry, sorry, but
the fuel.
The fuel allocation, you have budgeted this in your budget?
Fuel, yes. It's part of the fuel budget that we have for the council.
Okay, when we get to the budget, we will do the calculations, and we will see how much you have expended.
I'm just trying to explain the circumstances. I know it is
we will
wrong
get to the budget. When we get to the budget, we will know exactly how much you have expended on from your budget, how much you have expended in actuals.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Jonga, I will go to the next issue, but before that, we need to close this down. Did you agree that it's wrong?
Yeah, this is wrong.
And you take responsibility for that?
Yes.
Page 13, we have another issue regarding subordinates and junior staff receiving higher salary and or allowances than their seniors. Was that a problem?
Well, that's what the report highlighted.
Yes, you had your reply for that. Now you can even guide yourself better. What will you explain? What is your explanation?
What we said is that these queries were addressed adequately in the 2024 budget.
They were?
They were adequately addressed in the 2024 budget.
So it is true. So you confirm that it is true.
Yes.
But why was it happening? Do you have an explanation as to why it was happening? Why do you have junior staffs? They are paid salaries or allowances that were more or higher than the seniors?
No, at this point, no. Unless I verify the payroll, and
unless
I verify the payroll and make an informed choice.
But you confirm it was happening, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the issue of loans. You were to provide us with the information regarding the loan beneficiaries and any other information, for instance, whether there were, but you have told us there is no proper documentation in relation, and you did not follow any procedure in relation to loans that were issued, correct?
Yes, we have a loan ledger which was submitted, like I said, and the only document we are relying on for the loans is the manual, and then some instance, I think the local government staff service rules.
All right. Now, on page 19, there's an issue regarding the withholding of revenue by collectors amounting to $883,950 in 2022. This was brought to your attention through the internal audit. For instance, you have Anna Jata, there's an amount of $2,500. Famara Sanyang, $12,500. And the list goes on. So the total amount of the individuals that were implicated, you have Anajata, Famara Sanyang, Fatu Damfa, Sanjari Bojang, Sana Jaju, Suleiman Jeng. Who is Suleiman Jeng, by the way?
Suleiman Jeng is one of the collectors, revenue collectors.
Who is he? Is he related to the director?
Mr. Jeng, yes.
Do you recall how he was employed?
No, I found Suleiman working in the council.
You found him working there?
Yeah, while I returned from studies.
Okay. And of course you have Bakari Drame, Ibrahim K. Jobate, Fansu Bojang, Fode Kurubali, Jibi Fati, Keba S. Jata, Lamin Kurang, Malik Jeng, Ibrahim Jaju, Sekuba Sedikan, Fatu, Jame, Alaji Tamba, Jame. Yes, and the number of individuals is about 68 revenue collectors, and the total is $883,952. Please tell the Commission what you have done in addressing this issue.
Before I left, like I said earlier on, the report was not finalized, and then the time frame that we given for remedial action to be taken in respect of this finding was the end of first quarter 2024, and I left Brikama on the 7th of February. So before I left, let me explain, please.
Go ahead.
Before I left, there was no action taken with respect to this particular query.
That's what I want to know.
Yes, we did not confront the collectors with these findings.
That's what I want to know.
Yes.
The long story is just the fact that you have not done anything regarding this.
Yep.
Why?
Yep. Because we did not receive the final report of this.
No, but you confirm that it's true. The final report was outstanding. It's your response. It's your response. You confirm it's true.
We wanted to wait for the final report and start confronting the collectors with the findings.
You have a pressing issue brought to your attention, Mr. Jonga. You do not disagree with the findings.
Yes, that's correct.
You agreed with the findings.
Yes, that's correct.
You did not submit or probably did not receive your own version with the responses, whatever your explanation is. But this issue is an important issue. Why was it not addressed
I understand.
as CEO?
I understand it is a very important issue,
Yes.
but at this stage, like I said, the report was not finalized, and I felt before confronting the collectors with the findings in a draft report that is not finalized.
No.
Why not wait until you have the final report
No,
and confront
no,
the collectors? Because that's the way it has been. That's the way we have been doing, confronting collectors with the findings.
No.
Because you just cannot take a finding that is contained in a draft report and confront the collectors with that. You will prefer as an administrator to confront the collectors with a report that is finalized.
Yeah.
That was the thinking at
Jonga.
that point in time. I might be wrong, but that was the thinking, and that was the reason why no action was taken.
Mr. Jonga,
Yes, sir.
I raised some issues here which you agreed with, and actions. Of course, you didn't say you didn't say anything because you know they were genuine and you had to act on it. Revenue was being missing every single day. Council was losing revenue every single day by virtue of you not acting. Even if your what do you have in your response?
Management should ensure that all amounts reported to be withheld be recovered.
So what are you waiting for now? What are you waiting for now? You've already, and who's the head of management?
CEO.
Exactly. Mr. Jonga, you know that you know what to do. You've clearly outlined what should have been done. You didn't send this back to the auditor as your previous management response highlighted shows. You knew what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, I knew what I was supposed to do,
Yeah.
but I'm just telling you, Council.
Mr. Jonga,
Yes?
what is the period that this audit was covering?
This period,
Yes.
2022, 2023.
What period in 2023? What period in 2023?
I might not be able to give you the
Is it
correct.
not 1st January 2022 to June
I'll
of
need to,
2023?
I will need to confirm the.
Check the audit report, it's there. It's 1st January 2022 to 30th of June 2023.
Yes.
So you had time. So what you are saying is not tenable. You had time because it's covering the period 2022 to June of 2023. That time you were in the office.
Yeah, no, what I
That
mean.
is where the audit exercise stopped. June 30th.
Yeah, and we were given the draft
Yes.
in January 2024.
It's in January that they gave you a
Yes,
draft.
yes, the draft, yes.
From June.
Yes.
They gave you in January.
The exercise covered 1st January 2022 to 30th June 2023. I received the copy of the draft in January 2024.
In 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Council, you may proceed.
Now, we go to other issues. The issue for now is this issue remain unsolved.
Yes, yes.
How many issues of withholding of revenue have you really solved since 2019?
The issues that are captured in the previous report, except this one, we have taken decisions to recover.
That's a very general answer. I need data.
Okay, I'll provide you with the records.
The ones you have solved, you have recovered, you have taken action,
Yes.
not only to write, but actions taken and deductions were made or whatsoever remedial action was taken. We need you to tell us.
Okay, sir.
There were also issues of payment vouchers without appropriate signatures.
What page is that, please?
23.
Yes.
Do you see the list?
Yes.
Now, there's a payment of a flight ticket,
Yes.
the 2004-75,
Yes.
payment of annual subvention to Galga,
Yes.
How much do you pay to Galga?
Galga, at certain point, we're paying, the current subvention is 350,000.
By current you mean?
By current, I mean 2023.
Okay, in 2019?
2019, it was less than that. I will have to confirm the
Yes, so
amount.
give us your subvention from 2019 to 2023. Your payment of medical assistance, repair of puncture tire, payment of welding of BAC vehicle, payment of inner tube, and so on and so forth. And with all these voucher numbers that are listed, it says that we noticed that some payment vouchers were not signed by the CEO, Director of Finance, and the recipients of voucher amounts, amongst others. They include the following. So the list goes on, and the amount is the total of the vouchers that were incomplete. They are not duly raised. It's $1,739,114.26 buttons. Yes. Any?
Yes. It's highly likely, like I stated earlier on, but it would have been helpful. It's highly likely that some of these vouchers might not be the signature of the CEO or the Director of Finance or the signature of the recipient.
Why is that likely?
But again, allow me allow me to say this. Each of the vouchers, it would have been helpful if there's a column for, let's say, the being payment of a flight ticket for this particular PV, which signature is missing. It would have been helpful to know that, well, the CEO has signed this, but the Director of Finance did not sign. So I think all the vouchers here have been generalized, which means, and I do not agree that that is the case, that all these vouchers are not signed by the CEO, the Director of Finance, and the recipient. That
now
is not a possibility.
Yes. Now, you recall that there is an agreement signed by Metric Solution, right?
Yes.
And that is the company that provided for you the software.
Accounting software, yes.
You understand? And now you are telling us that it ought to have had that heading. Didn't you review the software application for your accounting, for the accounting software that was being proposed to you?
It ought to have what? The headings?
No, what I mean is that you signed with Metric Solutions, right?
Yes.
To provide for you accounting solutions.
Software, yes.
Software.
Yes.
So that you will be able to capture your transactions, right?
Yes, yes.
So why is it not inputted in the software that was was procured by the council?
What is not inputted?
You were saying that there ought to have been a heading in the voucher to indicate.
No, I'm not talking about the voucher. I'm talking about the list of the vouchers that are in the report.
Yes.
If you look at, which is compiled by the internal auditor.
Yes.
If you look at it, there's a column for the PV numbers.
Yes.
There's a column for the description.
Yes.
And there's a column for the payment mode.
Yes.
And then the column for the amount and date. You know,
Yes.
this is not derived from the system.
Okay.
This is compiled by the audit unit. So I'm saying there should have been an extra column that indicates which signature is missing in which of the PVs. So that would be helpful. And that's why I said I do not agree that in all these PVs, the signature of the CEO is missing, plus the Director of Finance and also signature of the recipient.
But how can the auditor, having gone through the PV, not detect that the signatures are either missing or they are correct?
Yes, what I want to add here is that it is highly possible that one signature is missing in one of the PVs, but it's not possible that in all these PVs that are highlighted here, that all these signatures are absent. This is what I'm trying to say.
Councillor, you may proceed.
If you authorize payment
Yes, sir.
as CEO,
Yes, sir.
in your capacity,
Yes,
and the Director of Finance did not sign the payment voucher,
yes, sir.
would that be an authentic transaction?
I stated earlier on that it's not complete.
It's not.
It's not authentic. Yes.
So the transaction or the payment would be unlawful. Yes, of course.
No,
if you
not,
say it's
not,
authentic,
not unlawful.
will it be lawful?
Yes.
Will it be lawful?
Yes.
Please guide us through the lawfulness of the transaction when where the law authorizes you alone to sign without the Director of Finance.
No, like I did explain the other time.
Not
here.
circumstance, the law.
No, well, I'm not going into that. I'm giving the circumstances.
Circumstances, Mr. Jonga, does not amount to legality, or may not amount to legality.
No, it may not. Yes, I agree.
So you may do something because probably it's custom or it's convenient or the circumstances dictate that as far as your judgment is concerned, that you act in a certain way. But the question here is whether you have a discretion to sign a payment voucher alone and effect payment, or it must be signed with the Director of Finance.
It must be signed by the user department, by the Director of Finance, and the CEO.
So where
it is not convenient for me alone to sign,
Good.
and it is not a custom for me alone to sign to effect payment.
Thank you very much.
What do happen? I'm giving it. It's dictated by circumstances. Like the Director of Finance might not be in the office at a particular point in time,
Yes.
and we needed to make payment, let's say for fuel or for a spare part that is urgent.
Yes.
So we will proceed to sign, and then with the expectation when he comes, he signs, and usually that will not happen.
But it's still unlawful.
Hindsight, I did not see it as.
What is hindsight?
Prior, if
I know hindsight, but I'm just saying, what do you mean? When you say hindsight, what do you mean?
If I knew that this was wrong at the time,
So you're saying you did not know it was wrong at the time?
yes. But now that
Mr. Jonga, you want the commissioners to believe, as at the time you were CEO, you did not know that you, Mr. Jonga, alone cannot authorize payment?
I know me alone cannot authorize, and then this is not an instance, an instance.
So you knew?
Yes, of course I know. Yes, of
You
course I
cannot
know.
authorize payment?
Yes, of course.
So
I
when
know.
you acted as CEO of Brikama area, because when you were appointed and given your letter as CEO of Brikama area council, you knew that I, Mr. Jonga, I alone cannot authorize payment.
Yes, I knew.
So when you do that alone, it will be unlawful.
Yes.
Good. Now let me show you some of the vouchers. I have PV number 113033001. Dated the 3rd of September 28. No, sorry, this is. You came in which month?
November 2019, yes.
Let me show you. There's a payment of fuel supply for Brikama area council vehicle as per attached. $64,266.40 butut. The payment voucher is 113033001. The date is 6th of November 20. Yes, the first voucher you have was the date?
What's the PV number?
Not the one you have with you.
This one.
Yes.
The date here is on the 15th of March.
Yes. Which year?
2019.
That's your time?
No.
It's not your time.
Yes, sir.
So, but 23rd March 2020 would be your time?
Yes, sir.
We have one for 23rd of March 2020
Yes.
for the amount $65,259, 90 bututs.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you. Yes.
Yes.
How many people signed that payment voucher?
None.
How many?
The payment voucher, all of us signed, yes.
All of, what do you mean all of us?
The accounts clerk, the internal auditor, the officer in charge of votes, the director of finance, and then the recipient.
Let me have it. That is a Brikama Area Council payment voucher? You confirm?
Yes, sir, yes.
Let me please have it. Yeah. We apply to tender a payment voucher dated the 23rd of March 2020 with the amount $65,259 is 90 butots into evidence as an exhibit.
A Brikama Area Council payment voucher dated the 23rd of March 2020 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and marked as LGC/MJ in bracket C/BKAC/009.
As the government, please. May I please have that exhibit? Now, why is it that the paying out cashier did not sign?
Can I please see that voucher?
Yes.
He did not sign, but there's a receipt that is attached on the voucher.
No, I mean the paying out cashier. Why?
Usually, when we raise payments for the fuel supply, the checks are deposited to the accounts of GNPC, and thereafter receipts are issued.
Who is the paying out cashier?
The paying out cashier at this time could be Amadou Toure.
Was he supposed to sign that voucher?
Yes. He was supposed to sign the voucher and attach.
Is it optional?
And attach. No.
Or is it optional?
No, he was supposed to sign and attach deposit slips.
So it's not optional.
No,
He was supposed to sign and attach what?
Attach the deposit
paying
slips.
slips.
Yeah, the bank paying slips, and then he will give the slips usually to the procurement officer, who will take the slips to GNPC and will be issued with a receipt.
So it's not complete voucher.
No, because he did not sign, but the receipt is attached.
It's complete.
It's not complete.
It's not complete.
Because he did not sign.
I have one here, dated the 23rd of March 2020. It's for the payment of hiring of trucks for transporting waste to Bakote dump site. As per that, the amount is $186,000. Now, I want you to explain this one for me. We applied to tender Brikama Area Council payment voucher with the date 23rd of March 2020, the PV number 2021-1731 into evidence as an exhibit. And another one with the date 12th of March 2020. The amount is $84,000. The payment of hiring of trucks for clearing of Sinchu Balia dumping site as per attached into evidence as an exhibit.
The Brikama Area Council payment voucher dated Thursday, March 12, 2020, PV number 2021/1656, and PV number dated Monday, March 23rd, 2020, with PV number 2021-1731 are all admitted together as an exhibit in evidence and marked as LGC/MJ in bracket C/BKAC/010.
As the commission places, may I please have those exhibits? 010. Now I have to start with the one with respect to the $84,000 is a payment of hiring of trucks for clearing of Sinchu Balia dump site as per attached. The amount is $2,000. Now, we have the people that signed this voucher. It was prepared by the accounts clerk and signed on the 12th of March 2020. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
It has no stamp. In fact, it has a statement on it which says not been stamped. You know, the internal auditor would normally sign off by stamping.
Can I please see?
I will show you.
Yeah.
And then you will see the internal auditor. There is a red marking with the date 12th of March 2020 with a signature. It's not stamped. Officer in charge of vote, that's you. 12th of March 2020. And the Director of Finance, 12th of March 2020. We have a claim as well. So let me just show you and we can discuss the issues. You have seen it, sir?
Yes, I've seen it, yes.
Exhibit. Now, please tell us, how many people signed that document?
The accounts clerk, the
Yes.
internal auditor, the CEO, the Director of Finance.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, who received that amount?
Yeah, it is, the recipient have not signed.
Why?
It is a serious gap.
We need you to speak into the microphone.
It is a gap. It is a serious gap. The recipient have not signed.
Now, the paying out cash didn't sign as well.
Yes, he did not sign.
Now, turn to the claim.
Yes.
Who made the claim?
Mustafa Mane.
Did he sign?
No, he too did not sign.
How would you know it's authentic?
Yes, in the absence of those documentary evidence, in the absence of an assessment, like I stated here earlier on, an assessment of the need to clear a dump site and the report, you cannot ascertain the genuineness of the payment.
So why was it authorized then?
Yeah, I remember vividly. This particular dump site in Sunjubalia is next to the school, and
Yeah.
then it was cleared during the weekend. But that is a verbal testimony. I was there myself for the whole 2 days, but that is not enough.
So let's go with issues that should be enough
Yes.
for the post of the evidence.
Yeah.
Were you supposed to authorize that payment?
No, I was not supposed to authorize without the signature of the claimant, and also,
So it's an unlawful authorization.
yes.
We have another one here. The one dated the 23rd of March 2020. The amount is $186,000. That one as well. How many people signed that payment voucher? That's the PV number. What? Please read out the voucher number.
PV 2021-7131.
Okay. The amount?
This is 186,000.
How many people signed that?
The accounts clerk, the
Yes.
internal auditor,
Correct.
the CEO, and the director of. No, the director did not sign.
Yes, we have initials on the part that the Director of Finance should sign.
Yes.
What is that?
And that's the signature for Mr. Sidibe, for Omar.
Who is Omar Sidi?
He is the payee. We hire trucks through him for the purpose of transporting waste whenever we are evacuating waste from growth centers. He lives in
So why is it that the Director of Finance did not sign the document, that voucher?
I honestly cannot tell, but it might be an oversight that he did not sign.
Why will it be an oversight?
Well,
The general and ultimate rule is you should know when every payment is done. The Director of Finance should know when there is payment to be done, no matter how meager or how small the amount is. Why would there be an oversight?
yeah, that's correct. But I'm also human. I might not be able to police every single
You should police every
single
payment.
transactions.
You are
I should, but as human, I'm limited to police every single payment.
There's no exception to that. You cannot convince anyone that payments can be done, and because you're just human, and so it's okay or it's normal or people should understand that.
That's why
a fundamental aspect of the payment. The rule number one is that the law makes it mandatory for certain people to sign. Where you have a discretion, you may exercise it wrongly and people may understand, but this is clear since the word goes, since day one, that you cannot, XYZ must append their signature.
yes, that's correct, Council.
Right.
And like I said, it could be. That's the only word I could have, an oversight. Usually he signs first before
The Director of Finance did not sign, the paying Arkasha did not sign. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Usually these payments are...
The recipient, the recipient column is empty.
Yes, it is empty. Well, there's a signature received by, but I'll have to find out whether actually this is Mr. Sidibe's...
That's empty.
Yeah.
And
no, that's a signature on the date part and the signature part, but and you have the same signatures on the space for the Director of Finance.
we have one person who puts his or her initials on all of those columns.
Yes,
But we know
correct.
clearly that's not the Director of Finance's
No,
signature
no.
as well.
No, that is not his signature.
The claim, who made the claim?
Omar Sidibe.
Omar Sidibe.
Yes.
Did he sign the claim?
No, it is not signed.
Can you, as CEO, hold that payment to be authentic?
Yeah. Again, like I said, usually I'll be, but that's not enough. I keep repeating the same thing, but it's not enough. Usually I'll be physically part of this exercise, just to know the number of laborers that came in to support such exercise. But that is not enough justification.
That's not a private business.
Yes, that's correct.
Good. So you're employed to follow checks and balances, to
That's
follow
correct.
rules and regulations. Sorry.
That's correct.
And
Yes.
to do checks and balances. So the claim does not have, it's not, there's no signature on the claim.
Yes.
We don't know whether the money has been received or not. We don't know, in fact, whether there's a contract that was awarded to this individual, and so on and so forth. So that payment, going by the payment voucher, is an unlawful payment. Correct?
Yes, the procedures are
It's
incomplete.
the procedures that makes it unlawful,
Yes.
not the intention, not the mindset of whosoever is authorizing. Is the procedure.
So, but I just want to seek clarity for the future. So how about you have an instance where actually the payment did happen and then the payee receives the payment, but the procedures like you've highlighted are missing. So do you call that unlawful? Because already the payment, Omar has offered the service and he's paid this much. But again, we come to the conclusion the procedures are missing. Do you regard the payment that you already made to Omar unlawful?
The commissioners will decide ultimately. What I can tell you is, where you are mandated by law to follow a certain procedure, and you don't have a discretion to either deviate from it or not, especially when you have the clear operational orders that you must do X, Y, Z, you don't have a choice. You don't have a discretion. So where you exercise your discretion, where you don't have it, you are trending on risky ground. You're skiing on thin ice. That's how it works. So for instance, let me show you. It's important that you've asked the question. So if you look at the role of the CEO, for example, you will see on page 8 of the manual. It tells you that he is personally responsible as a CEO for the following: the due performance of the financial duties of council, observation by employees of council of all financial and accounting instructions issued from time to time, the proper disbursement of such money from the purchase of goods or acquisition of services for the day-to-day administration of the council. D, ensuring that adequate steps are taken for proper control of financial transactions under his control. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
E, the general management, supervision, and production of the accounts of council. Now, this, you turn to the role of the Director of Finance. It says, the Director of Finance is head of the Finance Department of Council and shall be responsible for overall coordination and control of the accounting functions of Council, supervision of the accounting staff, production of the annual financial statement, interpretation, analysis of accounts. We turn to page 11. He will be specifically answerable to the Chief Executive Officer for the following duties. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And I will jump straight to C, examination of payment vouchers to ensure that they have been properly authorized. That's number one. That the allocations, rates, calculations, castings, and signatures of recipients are accurate and are in order, and that the vouchers are properly filed. Do you think you have a discussion here?
No, I'm not saying I had a discussion.
No, I know you asked a question, and I'm helping you to now understand. You said for the future.
Yes.
I'm saying, do you see why I have the opinion, which is independent from the commissioners, that you don't have a discretion?
Yeah, I did not.
And you agree with that?
Yeah, yes.
Good. Do I proceed, Madam Chair, or
Let
do
me
you have a
ask-
question?
Yes. Before we go further, Mr. Jonga,
Yes, ma.
on the issue of fuel supply,
Yes,
as provided for in the report,
yes.
we see that Yayaba is supplied 40 liters per month. Is that correct?
These supplies are not monthly supplies.
But there is nothing contrary telling us that. What the report is telling us that, what the audit report is telling us, it is monthly supply, unless you bring us contrary evidence.
Yeah, it is not monthly. Usually the supplies are Monday and Thursdays. So it takes 20 on Monday and then 20 on Thursday. So that makes it 40.
So that is 40.
Yes.
That is weekly.
That is weekly, yes.
So Mr. Yayaba takes as finance manager, right?
Yes. Let me check the dates. Let me check the dates of the supply, because there was a point Mr. Ba was having an official pickup, so therefore he was not receiving fuel supply. He was having an official mobility. Which page is that, ma, please?
It's page 11. You know, we have a bit of a challenge, because what the documents are telling us and what you are telling us.
No, this is not for Yayaba in person. This is for BAC 5.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And what is BAC 5?
BAC 5 is his official vehicle.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not for him, but it's for the official vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so he uses the vehicle to commute from house to the office, and when he comes, then the vehicle will also go for other services.
What is his designation?
Finance manager.
Finance manager.
Yes.
So what does the vehicle go for? Revenue collection?
Yes, these pickups are usually used for revenue collections and also for inspections by a planning unit. And,
now, Mr. Jonga, please provide us with, you know, you have submitted and we have admitted in evidence your assets register.
Yes.
Please provide us with, in the asset register, do you have a comprehensive list of all the vehicles you have?
Yes, it's in the register that I submitted.
It's in the asset register?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Now, who is Katim Toure and Ibrahim Sawane?
Katim is, he has a motorbike,
He has motorbike.
Yes.
And he also receives 40 liters, 20 liters on.
No. Where's Kadim's name here, please?
On page 12.
Page 12. No, I think that there's an error with Kadim's for the 40 liters, because if you check above Kadim, you have 10 liters. That amounts to 1,500. So 40 liters.
No, but among, on top of that is Sirifo Dabo.
Yes.
With BJL 4300A.
Yes.
10 liters.
Yes, 10 liters amounts to 1,500.
And for Katim Ture is WCR 5320A. Right?
Yes, these are the council.
Katim Ture, what is his designation?
He's a supervisor. So
Supervisor
yes,
of what?
Environmental health and sanitation.
Sanitation.
Yes, so this motorbike belongs to council. It was at a time where we did not change the number plates to be BAC. So you could see the 40 liters cannot amount to 1,500, and you also have 10 liters amounting to the same amount. So for Katim, because it's a motorbike. So the supply that he received is more than 10
Mr. Jonga, you see why it was important for you to have looked at this report and answered to all of these issues? Because if Katim Ture is using a motorbike and he's been given in a week 40 liters for fuel.
No, the 40 ma is
20 on Monday and Thursday.
No, the 40 is not correct, because a full tank for a motorbike is 10 liters.
Yes, so now, what we see in the document,
yes.
Unless we have a contrary view, we take what is in the document. Because this is your own internal auditor saying that this is what he saw.
I understand.
So by merely telling us orally that this is what happens and we do not see evidence, it will be difficult.
I understand.
So I am trying to help you to say, if you had taken your time to look at these documents, you would have corrected some of these errors, if they are errors.
I understand, ma.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
So let's go. Let's not, as long as you agree, I don't have a problem with that, because, you know, there could be a lot of factors for you not having had the time to go through this and so many other factors. But where you agree, we don't have a problem with that.
Yes, I agree.
Because now you have explained. The reason why I ask is that we want to know who is driving this car, or whether it is a motorbike or a car. And you have, you understand, honestly given us an honest answer. You could have said, this is a car, instead of it being a motorbike. And we will find out, because we have your asset register. And we will correlate what is here with your asset register. But you were honest to tell us that this is a motorbike.
It is.
And now you are explaining to us, for us to understand, that a motorbike, 10 liters is sufficient to have full tank.
Yes.
So, based on your evidence, you are saying this 40 liter that is provided here, it may not be correct.
Yes, ma.
Yes. So it is your error. And you have admitted that it is your error not having gone through this to make sure that the auditor is also corrected. Right?
Yes.
Now, who is Ibrahim Sawane?
Ibrahim Sawane is the Director of Administration. So the same thing. Is the vehicle that is allocated to him.
So you see, the reason why
which is BAC 2.
Yes, the reason why I even asked the question is, a motorbike, a collector, having been given more fuel than the admin. Yes, you can understand, because probably based on your policies and your programs, the collector is the one that is going on the ground. And of course, he is covering large areas in terms of his TOR in the collection of revenue. That may explain why he must have more than, you understand, maybe the admin officer also. But then, you know, if there is no clarity, we have a difficulty in arriving at some certain conclusions. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. The amount for the collectors is 20 liters. If you look at the list, it's 20 liters for the collectors. Now, Mr. Sawane...
20 liters, meaning 20 liters on Monday and 20 liters on Thursday?
No. The collectors is only once in a week.
Once in a week.
It's only Thursday, yes.
So you see, there is even deficiency in this, because we wouldn't understand whether this summation is weekly or monthly, or because you are contesting that the fact that it is not monthly.
Because we do not want to go a step further once we have that from the principal internal auditor. But I agree that was wrong.
Okay,
We
so
should not
now,
have play along.
Now let's go to the finances of allowances. In the report, the gross salary is not put together by the auditor, and there is no.
What page is that, ma'am, please?
13, page 13.
Yes.
After everything is done, there is no, the column providing for gross salary, the total is not provided for, which is also an issue.
Yes.
Now, my question under this metrics here is the fact that how is it possible that Alaji Jeng receives 21,200 as other allowance, whilst you, as CEO, receive 8,822.42?
Well, the issue was raised when we were dealing with this report, and like I said, it happens that Mr.
It's based on what?
This issue was raised when we were dealing with this report.
Yes.
It happens that Mr. Jeng was not at hand to give explanations to...
No. Now, we have gone beyond Mr. Jeng. We are talking about you. This is saying this. Okay, now tell us how much you receive as other allowance.
I'll have to check the...
Okay, please provide us with that.
Yes, okay, tomorrow I can provide it. I wanted to go through my page.
Yes, please provide us with the list of all the other allowances. And my next question is, what does this other allowance mean?
I'll have to check the nominal rule to have a breakdown of the other allowances. I know it includes the residential allowances and also the special skill.
No, the residential allowance is provided for here. For example,
sorry, I've
just
seen,
a minute.
I've seen.
Yes, you've seen that in other columns, the residential allowance is provided, transport allowance is provided.
I've seen
and
that.
And in some other staff members, those are omitted. Right?
Yes, for the CEO, the other allowances will include the special skills, but I'll have to confirm from the nominal rule.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes, and in also this same metrics, the residential allowance and transport allowance of the chairman, Mr. Yankubadabu,
Yes.
is not contained in the metrics here.
Yes, once an officer is allocated an official vehicle, you are not entitled to a transport allowance.
What about residential allowance?
For the chairpersons, the category of allowances we have do not include residential allowances.
But those allowances are not captured in this metrics. So how can somebody reading this audit report can have a proper assumption of the figures that are contained therein?
Yes, I agree.
So it is not correct, right?
Yes, the report is not adequate.
Is not adequate or is not correct? There are two different things.
It's not correct.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Yes. Mr. Jonga, that brings us to the end of the audit report on the financial statement of the staff system audit with the date 27th of December 2023, covering the period.
Okay. I have just one last question on that one before we. There is total payment for Fatuba amounting to. Who is Fatuba?
What page are you, Ma, please?
Let me just quickly check. It's a summary of okay, go to page 38. Go to page 38. It's Fatu Jaju.
Yes.
And who is Fatu Jaju?
Fatu Jaju is an accounts clerk.
And who is Aida Jallo?
Ida is also a cashier.
So there is an issue with Aida Jallo for this amount stated there. Can you explain to us? 409,343.
I think it's 4.7. She has reconciled with the auditor, and the information that I received was that there is an amount that she has a shortage for, which is
She has to?
she has a shortage of about 800 and something dollars.
800.
Yes, which was paid, and then she was cleared.
Okay, can you give us the evidence?
Yes, I will.
Yes, please
I'll
provide
check.
the evidence.
I'll check with
For Aida Jallo, the amount is 4,359,197. 4,768.
Yeah,
540.50.
4.7.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, is this one also reconciled?
No, it's the same one that I'm talking about for Ida.
Huh?
The 4.7 for Ida.
Yes.
Yes. The information I received is that she has reconciled with the auditor.
No, I asked you for Fatu Jaju, which was for the sum of 409,343. Aida Jaju is, go to page 38.
Okay, I'll confirm.
So please confirm,
the
note,
circumstances.
confirm and bring us the reconciliation that has been done.
Yes.
And if the shortages have been paid, let us see the evidence.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Do I proceed?
Yes, please.
We have this document that you tendered with the heading, heading instruction to investigate GTR books.
Yes.
Now, please give us a background that led to that instruction.
It was after we received the final 2020-2021 audit report from the National Audit Office.
Yes.
We wrote to the collectors concerned with regards, you could see in the attachments the letters that we have written to the collectors.
Yes.
To submit the GDRs that were not provided to the auditors for inspection. So after a failure by the collectors to submit these GDRs, I wrote to the internal auditor to investigate this matter, and then I produced a report as a result, and we proceeded with the implementation of his recommendations that are stated in the report.
Now, what were the main findings? Do you know? Do you recall?
A few minutes. Let me grab my copy here.
Yes.
The copy might be here, but I could not find it. The recommendation is after he conducted an interview with those concerned. The idea is for us to recover the amounts, kind of the monetary value of the GDRs from the collectors, and therefore they were instructed to pay an amount as per the recommendations forwarded to the management by the principal internal auditor.
Was that done?
Yes.
Okay.
But not all of them, before I left, not all of them completed the payments, yes.
All right. Now, let me ask you something else. Did you retain the service of any lawyer as the time you were CEO from 2019 to 2023?
Yes, we did.
Please give us the detail.
We had a retainership contract first with LS Camara.
Okay.
If you could give me a few minutes, I'll be able to go through the retainership contract.
Yes, again, we will need you to give us copies of that agreement. Is there any other office?
Okay, so let me note this down. So after the one we had with Dandemayo Chambers, we had another retainership with Solailo Chambers.
Solailo, do you recall when you had this relationship with Solailo?
Solailo should be, sorry, a few minutes again. Solailo Chambers should be 2021 to the time I left Brikama.
Do you know how Solailo were contracted?
Yes, through a request for quotation.
Request for quotation?
Yes, we sent an RFQ to legal firms. To legal.
How many legal firms? How many legal offices did you send an RFQ?
I think it was more than 3.
Yes, give us the details. We want to see also the copies of and the details of the law office that you have communicated to.
All right,
how you came about agreeing, if there's an agreement, that you will work with Solailo.
All right, I will need time to search for those records.
Can you give us those details tomorrow?
I can give you the retainership and then the other letters that we've sent. Probably day after tomorrow or tomorrow I will be able to.
We need the full details regarding the circumstances that led to the contracting or recruiting of the lawyers in question. So please write that down.
I did. Thank you.
Do you have a list of the individuals who were given contracts between 2019 to 2020, employment contracts?
2019 to 2023?
Yes, the time you served as CEO.
Yes, there should be a list for contracts.
Yes, we need to have that. Advisors, were there any advisors that were appointed?
No, we do not have any advisor.
There was an advisor that was appointed during this time?
No.
There was no strategic plan as well?
We had a strategic plan 2024, 2020.
2020?
2020, 2024.
2021?
No, 2020, 2024.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you provide a strategic plan?
Yes, I have a copy here.
You have a copy there? Can we please see it?
I have a copy and a one-pager for the strategic plan.
A copy of what?
I have a copy of the strategic plan and one-pager for the same strategy plan and a cover letter.
Let me please have that. We applied to tender Brikama Area Council Strategic Plan for 2020 to 2024, and a letter addressed to the Secretary, Commission of Inquiry into Local Governments Councils, dated the 9th of August 2024, with respect to the submission of strategic plan for Brikama Area Council. And the Brikama Area Council Strategic Blueprint 2020 to 2024. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, that is a one-pager, kind of an explanation of, yes.
Yeah. We are about to have these documents turned into evidence as an exhibit.
Brikama Area Council Strategic Plan 2020 to 2024 and the Council Strategic Blueprint 2020 to 2024, and a letter dated the 9th of August 2024 with reference BAC/388/G, addressed to the Secretary, Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils, with the caption Submission of Strategic Plan for Brikama Area Council 2020-2024, and is signed by Mr. Modou, Jonga, former CEO of Brikama Area Council. These documents are admitted together in a bundle as an exhibit and are marked as LGC/MJ in bracket C/BKAC/011.
As the Commission places. Jonga, please identify this. We have the Brikama Area Council contracts file. It's only one file that we have. So please identify it. You want to have it admitted. Please go through the file. And please tell us whether there is a contracts file for Brikama Area Council, especially between 2019 to 2023, when you were the CEO.
Yes, Council. I think 5 of the contracts documents were not signed during my tenure as CEO.
Please come again.
5 of the contracts documents here are not signed.
During your tenure as a CEO?
Yes, sir.
But you confirm that that is the contract file for the Brikama Area Council?
Yes, sir.
Are there any other, is there any other file that, or apart from this one?
No, this contains all the contracts.
All
that
the
we-
contracts?
Yes.
During your tenure?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We apply to tender the contracts file for Brikama Area Council. And it covers all the period. The witness, Mr. Jonga, served as CEO of Brikama Area Council between 2019 to 2023, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Into evidence as an exhibit.
The contract file maintained by the council covering the period 2019 to 2023 whilst the witness was serving as CEO is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and marked as LGC/MJ/ in bracket C/BKAC/012.
As the commission places. Madam Chair, that's all we have for today for Mr. Jonga. Are there any questions from the commissioners?
Any questions? We may rise. Mr. Boja.